my next guest, we're here ready to laugh because the Hubcap Comedy Fest is coming later this month. It's Marshall Button. Marshall, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a great pleasure to be here as we laugh at the armor ice that all over the streets. And you know, we have an expression in show business when you're about to do a show, you say break a leg.
That's right.
But you don't say that when you're walking the streets. So
no, for sure. It's I'm impressed you're here because I know it took me extra long to get here, and all week it's been that way. You know, it's been crazy.
Which is why we deliberately, 19 years ago, Mike, decided to start a comedy festival in February. I mean, there's nothing else to do but just laugh at this. So
it's true. Laugh at the thick ice. And
that's right.
Hope to shovel out and go see some shows.
Exactly. It has tended to be just about the right amount of time. You know, usually 5 to 6 weeks after we've gotten over Christmas and New Year's. You know, there's these 3 or 4 weeks where you think, oh God, I've got to be frugal now. We spent all my money, but then we're just thinking, is this winter going to go on as it is? We know till middle of May, so it's a nice mid-winter break for us to get out and go to all the facilities, including the Capitol Theatre, the centers of entertainment that take us right this, you know, now from Salisbury right to Shediac and every place in between.
Yeah, it's a wide scope. It's the 19th year of the Hubcap Comedy Festival. You know, and further mentioning that, you talk about how people are getting frugal because it's after Christmas and New Year's, but you hit the perfect time because it's the right time where everyone's selling off all their New Year's resolution stuff. You know, all the runners that they bought and the exercise bikes and everything, they're going, I'm not going to use that anymore.
Exactly.
So well, they're selling that, then they can use the cash and come.
They've done their 2 weeks at the gym. They should be good until next January.
That's right.
And now they're back to the pubs. But it's been going very well. Of course, being 19 years old this year, we always have a theme for the festival, of course. So this year we are legalized laughter is what we're saying. And to that end, the big headliner this year is none other than Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong fame, who you know, a lot of people don't realize is Canadian. That's one thing about the Hubcap Comedy Festival. And I guess when I started this all these years ago, we made a decision we were going to go exclusively Canadian. And the first couple of years when we were trying to fill the roster of comedians, it was, you know, there were people there, obviously, but the growth in comedy in the last, you know, 2 decades across Canada has been unbelievable. You know, the people we've had from basically every province and even a couple of territories. I think we've covered, the only one we haven't had is Nunavut, but we've had somebody from Northwest Territories and Yukon, and we also, of course, have resorted to Canadians who moved to another country. You know, we repatriate them as well. So yeah, great news. You know, we've sold out, even though the English Festival is more than 2 weeks away. The Cheers venue is completely sold out. The first year ever, we're going to Salisbury, partner with the Lions Club there. Their show's all sold out. So one of the shows that I think, we always try something new every year. One of the shows I think, if you really want to see something completely different that you've never seen anywhere else, and it's going to be hilarious and entertaining, is the Humor Mania show. And that's already next weekend, so that's February 1st, taking place at the Lions Center on Mark Avenue in Moncton. And they have a fairly regular, the International Hybrid Wrestling it's called, and I went to attend this because, well, how we're going to work the comedy into this. But it's so entertaining by itself. It brought me back to my youth, you know, with when we had all those, the brothers from Dorchester Crossing, the Beast, the Stomper, Rudy K, Sweet Daddy Siki era, you know, watching these as a kid. And it brought me right back because one thing about wrestling, it brings everything to a kind of low common denominator. You know exactly who the bad guy is. There's nothing subtle about it.
That's the male soap opera.
That's right.
I mean, it's got to be obvious. There's heels and there's heroes, and that's it.
You got the term right too, heels. So the interesting part is we're bringing in a very big celebrity in more ways than one, Robert Maillet, who is himself a professional wrestler. He's coming out of retirement. You know, I can't say what he's going to be doing, but he's going to be getting physical in his own way during that. But he'll be the host of this. We have 2 excellent comedians from the Just for Laughs Festival. Mike Patterson, who has been going around professional wrestling circuits and stand-up comedy in both French and English, and this Frank Grenier, also from Montreal. They'll be coming down and with Robert hosting. And interestingly, because there's a number of Acadian wrestlers, none of whom are heels. They're all nice guys. Like, you know, they could be from San Marie de Kent, you know, like a plaid shirt like I'm wearing in the woods, ready to go. But the bad guys are all English speaking. So the idea is it's like it's the Acadian Federation, but it's the People's Alliance Federation. They're coming down to take away their rights and beat the crap out of them. So that's the plot for the show. Nothing like wrestling and comedy, just to, you know, bring out these issues. Yeah,
it's very overt, Marshall. Very overt. Yeah, very subtle.
There's nothing subtle about.
So that should be awesome. I mean, you talk about the shows, Mike Ward, Nikki Payne. I mean, it's a huge roster of comedians and comedians and shows that are all set up. Yeah,
and you know, the Hubcap was kind of in the early years, most of the shows were centered around the Capitol Theatre, where I still work. We have a number of shows there, but the idea was, you know, the nickname of this city, the Hub City, so we put it together and just, you know, we throw hubcaps all over, and we have the three mayors when they do the opening. This year we have sort of a double-barreled opening. Again, the day after that, on February 2nd, our official opening involves our three mayors doing Mayors Read Mean Tweets. And that's a fundraiser for United Way. So that's another hat I wear. I'm on the board of United Way, but we're bringing in the Hub again. We're thrilled to partner not only with the United Way, but with an organization called Hub City Young Professionals. And so they've helped put together this Mayors Read Mean Tweets. And my God, I was just reading some of them that Mayor Arnold had shared with me that she's going to read. And it's hard to believe. You know, come on, people. Like, just because you're on a computer doesn't mean that, you know, what you're doing doesn't have a big impact. Like, if you saw that mayor or the person you're tweeting about like that face to face, would you really say that to their face? The things, it's crazy. But so you know, I've been sort of working with the mayors a little bit and just saying, make sure you just read them deadpan, because the material itself is so strikingly, I don't want to say ironic, but it's like, you know, there's all kinds of humor, and you get to see it all when you're in the comedy business. But this is a bit of the shock element, you know. So the more that they can just read it as it's written and with deadpan, I think it's going to be. So that'll sell out, because it's in the Hell's Basement venue, which can only accommodate, I think, about 60 people. Yeah. Unless the fireman's watching, then we can put 100 in there. No, yeah, but I think it'll be live streamed as well, and it's a fundraiser, I said, for United Way. And then after that, we've just put this event together. We're partnering with the Moncton Wildcats organization, the city of Moncton. So 2 hours later, then that little plaza we have in downtown Moncton, there'll be a clown nose skate. So, you know, you've got hats to keep your head, ears warm, and mitts to keep your hands warm. Well, we've got these clown noses to keep your nose warm as you skate around. Then you go in, there's comedians performing in the center before and during the intermissions. And the mayors are going to be involved again to do the official launch. And of course, instead of dropping a puck, they'll drop a rubber chicken and make the festival officially open.
That's at Avenir Center and the Ian Fowler Oval as well.
At the Ian Fowler, that's right.
Go and skate on out there. So yeah, the mayors read mean tweets. I mean, are you expecting all of the internet gremlins and trolls to kind of show up and meet their maker, or what's going to happen there?
Well, we're selling tickets, so I don't know if the people who actually are responsible for these tweets, and I say tweets, I mean, in some cases they're emails that have been received, or Facebook posts or whatever, but it's basically social media nastiness that is exposed. You know, we want to try to raise some money for the United Way, so we're introducing a little betting element to this, where it's sort of like horse racing, you know, where you get to vote on the tweet that you think will win, place, or show, and then if you matches up with the judges and your name is drawn, you know, you can make some money for betting on tweets as well. And it's all going to United Way. So
that's better than my idea. Now, first of all, United Way, Hub City Young Professionals, both friends of the show. We've had them on for a number of times. That's a much better idea than I was thinking about, the bets of like first mayor to cry, or like for, you know, like. Nah, that's not as much fun, but that's, you know, to see which are the best tweets, which is the best that's been said. Looking for creativity, not just harshness. It's like a good meal. You don't want something that overpowers you. You want something that has a nice flavor, a nice tasty, tangy little.
Yeah, and one thing it fits, of course, is the whole world we live in, where everybody wants the message delivered concisely, and how many characters are we up to now on Twitter? We used to be 132.
280 now, I think.
280, yeah. So
It's a lot and a little at the same time.
Yeah, people have, well, as we know from the twit south of the border there with the tweets. So there can be, they can be very impactful. So there's a lot of interest in that, and then just shows everywhere from just up the street here to
starts later this month, January 30th.
Tidemore Ballroom, and
through to February the 10th.
Yep,
Huge action-packed thing. Check it out on Facebook, by the way, Hubcap Comedy on Facebook, and the website as well, hubcapcomedyfestival.ca. Marshall Button, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.